Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. Look what I got today. This is a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 twin that we have set up as a camping bike. I was having supper with a friend of mine. He's owned several motorcycles in his life. We're talking about camping motorcycles. Been doing a lot of motorcycle camping this year. He says, and he's owned several of these, that the Interceptor is the best camping bike out there. I talked to Baxter Cycle. We found one that was close to the description he gave as far as what a camping cycle was. We added some goodies like this windscreen, better mirrors, nice grips. It already had a touring seat. They already had these beautiful bags on, this nice rack, and it also had these wonderful AEW pipes on it already. So according to this friend of mine, this is one of the best camping bikes out there that you can get overall. He says you can run miles and miles of highway, which we're going to do. He says when you get into the rougher stuff, you know, a little dirt road, a little gravel, something like that, it will do it. Get around the campground, no trouble. So anyway, so what the bike is, 648cc, air-cooled, oil-cooled, parallel twin, single overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, puts out about 47 horsepower, 39 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 53 newton meters. All that goes through a 6-speed gearbox. You've heard me say before, the best 6-speed gearbox engine combination out there. So the engine and the gearbox work just fabulously well together on this thing. The bike has a 55.1 inch wheelbase, which is, I call that the beginning of short, and then also I call it the beginning of long. So it's right on that line. Very good number. It's about 1400 millimeters. Seat height. Now this is a taller seat, but the standard seat height is 31.7 inches, about 805 millimeters. So this with the touring seat, and we'll talk about that in a minute, a little bit taller. Weight on this hot rod, 470 pounds, so it's got good highway mass, you know, going against semi-trucks and crosswinds and things like that. That's about 213 kilograms. It's got 18-inch tires front and rear, so good balance that way. 41 millimeter forks with about 4.3 inches of travel on the front, about 110 millimeters. The rear has about dual shocks, adjustable for preload, about 3.5 inches of travel, or about 89 millimeters there. The bike has good brakes. It has a 320 millimeter disc there. It's a floating disc with dual piston vibra calipers, ABS of course. And on the rear it's got a 240 millimeter disc right there with a single piston vibra caliper. There again, AEW pipe, beautiful AEW pipe. Fuel tank is about 3.4 gallons, about 13.6 liters. So if you get 55 miles a gallon, that means you're going to be filling up every 150 miles at the most. And that is the minimum acceptable range, I would say, for a good highway bike. On the other hand, you've got lots of, you know, carrying option. I have got my bike, I can get, I think when I just went down to the Flint Hills, Kansas, I think I was getting 55-56 miles a gallon. So, you know, if you get 55-56 miles a gallon or better on this one weighs about 70 pounds lighter than the one I have. This should do okay, should do all right. Add-ons that we added, like I talked about, have this, this is a new thing from Royal Enfield windscreen. And by the way, I just learned this the other day, all genuine Royal Enfield accessories have a 3-year warranty. So you have a 3-year-old bike, you put a brand new windshield on it like this, the windshield has a 3-year warranty. So anyway, this is a new thing. We got that on. They've got these Royal Enfield mirrors, which every time I use these, I always say I'm going to get a pair because the optics are perfect and they don't vibrate. I mean, very little. You know, they're a vast improvement over stock. They put these barrel-shaped grips on here, bar ends, bar risers. That's another thing. You know, for a touring bike, the bars are up higher. So you got the windshield, the bars that are raised up. It's got the softer grips, of course, the nice mirrors. Got these little knee pads on the side. Aren't those cool? Grip better. Of course, the touring seat. Here's my Royal Enfield gloves that I just love. And, you know, luggage capacity. So they've got these bags on here. These are also genuine RE bags. And these are all these accessories from Baxter Cycle, by the way. These will expand. And tonight I'm going to take this home and pack this up. And we will see what we get there. Check it out, RE back there. Then also it has this luggage rack on the back. So, you know, this should be set up to go. This should all be set up to go. Here's another good view of the bike. Those pipes sound great. I think the baffles are out of them, if they even had baffles to begin with. Check that out. Very good sounding. What this bike doesn't have that we thought about doing was like YSS suspension or Hagon suspension or something like that. Well, we left it stock. We're going to see how that works. What am I going to do? My goal at this point is 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going to hop on the bike, and at this point the idea is to drive across Nebraska, maybe into Wyoming, and then back. That should be about 1,200 miles, maybe a little more. That's it'll take about 3 days to do that. If the weather isn't right, we may go a different direction. So and I'll post things on YouTube Shorts or something like that, or Facebook. So anyway, it's going to be a fun challenge, and I want to thank baxtercycle.com for helping us with that. If y'all are in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield like this one, Triumph, classic British bike, need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, all these, all the gear that you see there, including the pipes, get yourself over to the Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to baxtercycle.com. Tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now, I'm going to gear up and we'll go ride that hot rod. Life is good. Wahoo! Yippee-yi-yay! Yippee-yi-yo! Down the road we go! Beautiful, beautiful machine. Turn the radio on, 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 turn the radio on. Beautiful day for a motorcycle ride. Ha 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 ha.